chibi cars.
That's just the greatest Batmobile ever. Look at it.
It's not bad, right?
And it's got
That's
little
pretty great.
batarangs as the fins.
It's
great.
cute. You cannot deny that.
Can't go wrong.
Yeah. Now you just need to get a little DeLorean.
Oh, I've got it.
Oh, did you get that already?
Yeah, I've got that set. I just haven't built it yet. I've been kind of going through the single. Well, we can talk about it on the show. But...
Yeah, we'll talk about that once we get talking.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, I think I'm free and clear here.
Oh, you know what? I should
more or less. Probably be a little bit of noise, but
why don't I go ahead and open up Audacity?
That's Audacity.
Yeah.
The audacity to open Audacity.
Cha. Here we go.
Yeah.
Recording. On with the show.
Record as well. That's.
Excuse me.
Whoa.
Cripes.
That was Happy Boxing Day in Canadian.
So it would seem.
All right. What's Happy New Year in Canadian?
No, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Canadian New Year is not until May, though.
Yeah.
And I believe
we don't use the Gregorian calendar in Canada.
I believe next year, like every other year, is the year of the moose.
My head's covering the Christmas cheer.
Yeah.
Boy.
You ready to do a one of them clap things?
Greg Seward is rocking around the Christmas tree. With his big bald head.
Yeah.
All right, then.
Okay.
All right, clap. 3, 2, 1.
I have a question.
What's the question?
Should I have been recording during that clap?
Yes.
Okay, well, we should do another clap. I'm just for safety's sake.
You had time to.
I didn't. I'm sorry.
Dance. You're doing like a little Cosby type thing going on there.
That's what I should be wearing. A Cosby sweater.
Wait. Just what? Covered in roofies?
Date rape sweater.
Oh my goodness.
I am wearing Axe deodorant, so I already smell like date rape.
This episode sponsored by Axe Body Spray.
We last Christmas, I think it was my mother-in-law, like you get, as you become an adult human, especially if you're a man, every now and then you'll get like the package of like aftershave, or because when somebody doesn't know what to buy, you either get like socks or something like that, right? So she got me like a stocking stuffer package of Axe products for some reason.
Oh wow!
Which had been sitting in our closet, in our broom closet, for a year. And anyway, we happened to run out of soap because we hadn't gone grocery shopping. We were so busy, and it's like, well, I've got nothing to clean myself in the shower now, and it's like, well, here's this Axe body wash. Yeah, okay, I'll use that. I couldn't stand the way I smelled all day. Like anytime I put my hand near my face, it's like, oh god, like that stuff does not smell good. It smells.
Well, you're probably given the choice between just.
I would rather have not showered.
Body, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
it's so overpowering. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, the human body can stink, but it doesn't start smelling like Axe products.
But on the upside, you are ready to go clubbing.
It's true. At a moment's notice.
On the plus side, you're ready for your 6th grade sock hop.
Ready to go buy underage girls some drinks.
Yeah. Yeesh.
Yikes. And on that note...
Let's do a clap again.
Okay.
Oh god, that was live. Sorry, I didn't realize.
Yep. There you go.
I think that's also the intro for this episode.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's good.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Perfect.
Yep.
Hello and welcome to episode 477 of the Player One podcast for Tuesday, December 29th, 2015. I'm your host, Chris Johnston. With me, as always, spreading the holiday cheer everywhere from Canada, Mr. Greg Seward.
Smells like Axe body spray. I just rub it into my scalp. Ladies.
That's why nothing's growing there.
Yeah.
And joining us,
The anti-Rogaine.
from the great state of California, land of holiday merriment. I don't know. Mr. Phil Theobald.
Kind of uninspired intros this week, CJ.
Yeah. Oh well.
We're all parents who have just gotten through Christmas. None of us have any energy. Let's be honest.
Yeah, that was a thing.
Yeah. Your little one's old enough to really be into it now.
She's way into it, yeah.
Yeah.
She wanted to watch all Christmas episodes of everything on Netflix, and started watching the Pee-wee Pee-wee's Playhouse Christmas special.
Yes.
As one may want to do during the holidays. I had actually not seen it probably in 15 years or so. So I put it on, and at first she wasn't watching it, but then she became engrossed by it. She just sat there watching it. She loved every minute of it, and then wanted more Pee-wee. More.
Nice.
So you busted out the Big Adventure DVD and the Big Top Pee-wee DVD?
We haven't done that yet. We probably will. But she did start watching
Big Top Pee-wee.
She did start watching the show.
God, I love Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Pee-wee's Playhouse was great.
That was a staple of my Saturday mornings.
It oddly, like in this very ADHD YouTube quick fix culture, it holds up quite well.
Yeah, it kind of fits, doesn't it?
It does. It's kind of surprising. And even the Christmas special itself, obviously the celebrities shown are much older now, but it holds up well. You got Whoopi Goldberg on there. You got Oprah. You got
really Oprah was on it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got Charo.
Wow.
You got Frankie and Annette. Yeah, it was good.
Bizarre.
It was good holiday viewing.
I've not watched the Pee-wee's Christmas special in a couple of years, but was Phil Hartman on that?
I don't know. I think he was. Yeah.
Okay. I'm obviously he was on Playhouse, but I couldn't remember if
I
Captain
think he was on the Christmas special. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's on Netflix.
Phil Hartman, it makes me sad.
I know, right?
I still remember hearing about his death when I was at E3 in Atlanta.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I was working at Babbage's at the time.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. One of my coworkers called me up to tell me.
Me and my friends had just, I think we had arrived in Atlanta the day before, and we'd gone down, we were in the gift shop, the hotel gift shop, and they were listening to the radio, and it came over the radio that he was dead. I was like, holy crap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Way to pull down the podcast.
Have a holly jolly
Yeah, really.
Christmas. It's the best time of the year.
Well, yeah, Charlotte, this is really like the first year that she's been really, really super into it.
She's
very excited.
2?
She's 4.
She's 4, okay. No, I'm sorry, I couldn't remember because I know that she was 1 year difference from my youngest, but I couldn't remember if she was older or younger.
But I couldn't remember how old my kids are.
Yeah, I know my youngest is 3. Because she was really into it this year for the first time. I mean,
yeah,
that she was old enough to sort of realize Christmas was happening last year, but this year she was like super, especially Christmas Day. She just was nonstop.
Yep.
The whole time, and she was so interested in whatever, like she would watch what everyone else was getting, and she would describe it to everybody in the room, and take a quick breath and then start all over again.
That's awesome. Is Finn into the Christmas stuff?
Who?
You down with it?
Who?
Your son.
Oh yeah, that guy.
I thought we were talking about Star Wars.
Yeah. Actually, you guys all see Star Wars right now?
No,
Hell yeah.
no.
You haven't seen Star Wars yet?
I see it tomorrow.
God damn it, man.
See it
Jeez.
tomorrow. Come on,
Yeesh.
tomorrow.
Yeesh. One of the presents we got for Finn this year, is my wife found at the Disney store. They are selling a kid's version of Finn's jacket that he wears in the movie.
See, I thought you were going to say a Rey action figure, and then I'd know you were lying.
No, they don't.
Okay.
They don't make those.
They don't make those.
Jeez, are you kidding? Not the main character of the movie, for crying out loud.
No.
No. They have you can buy a Finn's jacket made for preschoolers,
Nice.
and it is pretty fantastic.
You've gotten pretty lucky, with the popular media you enjoy. Like, you got
Yeah.
Adventure Time there. That's Finn.
Yeah,
And you
yeah.
got the Lego Movie. The kid's name is
Yeah.
Finn. And
Yeah,
now
I
you
know.
got Star Wars. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, it's
good choice. Good choice, Phil.
You
Good choice.
set the trends.
Yeah.
This is the I was making this point to Justin on my other podcast, but there's two ways this could have gone. There is the imagine it's 1974. You just had a kid, and you decide to name
My
him.
parents just had a kid in 19.
And-
oh, they know.
And they decide to name the kid Han. Okay, and you think, okay, maybe it's just again, imagine it's an old family name or something.
Sure.
You name your kid Han.
It's
Couple-
something that Jessica Hahn has struggled with for many years.
Yeah.
True.
Couple 2-3 years later, you find out, they're making this movie called Star Wars, and oh my gosh, there's a character named Han, just like our kid. And then you go see the movie, and oh wow, it's a great movie, and Han's a great character, and wow, aren't we lucky that how cool is it for our kid to be named Han, just like this great character in this great movie. Now fast forward to about 1996. You just have a kid. And you name your kid, again, it's an old family name, but you name your kid
Yeah.
Jar Jar.
Oh.
Yeah. You name your kid Jar Jar. It's your great grandfather's name, from the old country. And then a couple years later, the kid's 2-3 years old, you find, oh my gosh, they're making a new Star Wars movie. How exciting is this?
Comes home from school with a black eye.
And oh wow, there's a character named Jar Jar in this movie. This is how exciting for my kid that he's going to grow up named with the same name as what is going to obviously be a fantastic character from what will obviously be a fantastic movie. And then things don't work out well for the kid. So this whole Finn scenario could have gone one of two ways.
Horribly awry. Yes.
Luckily, movie Finn turned out to be a pretty cool guy. So,
Yeah.
Oh, he's a great character.
and the movie turned out to be pretty good. So,
Yeah.
There you go.
so yeah, it all worked out.
All right then. So you had
Okay.
you had a good Christmas then.
Not really.
No.
No.
Okay.
Nope.
Check this out.
What's that?
The best present.
Oh,
Nice. Rumble in the Bronx.
You know what?
You are all garbage.
I vote. Is he serious?
That's the best part. That's the best line.
I'm going to vote that we forego this podcast, CJ. You just
Pop that in?
scoot that little TV over into frame here, and you just pop it in, and the three of us are going to watch it together.
I love it.
If
That's
the
a great
people,
idea.
if the people at home want to join in and watch along with us.
And of course, people who are just listening to the audio, that was Rumble in the Bronx on Blu-ray.
Rumble in the Bronx.
Rumble in the Bronx.
If it wasn't already obvious, I mean, from the
From the
lines.
you all garbage and you serious?
Did he
Go
really
away.
mean that?
Don't come
Our
back.
boss,
Beat you up each time.
our boss is not White Tiger. Glance.
Too good. Too good.
Hovercraft. I gotta watch Rumble of the Bronx again.
Yeah, let's hurry up the show. I want to watch Rumble in the Bronx.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. So, if you're gonna announce a game delay, you may as well do it right around Christmas time, right?
Yes.
Uncharted 4 has been delayed to April 26th.
You know what? The
Yeah.
first quarter of next year is going to be so full of games.
Yes.
Who cares?
Exactly.
I mean, I care, but it's still like, wow.
If they need some more time to, put the finishing touches on it, polish everything up, take that time. Do it.
Damn that Inafune and his Kickstarter. I knew this was a scam from the start. He's a businessman, not a game creator. Wait, what game are we talking about?
Uncharted 4.
Oh, okay. I
Yes,
got confused.
Come on, man.
Naughty Dog.
Naughty Dog. Gotcha.
I'll take it whenever. Whenever they want to release it, fine.
Yeah. You know what? If you've got an Xbox One, you should just be playing Tomb Raider. That'll give you your fix.
Yeah. Or the Uncharted Collection on PlayStation.
Or the Uncharted Collection.
Yeah.
And hey, Nintendo. There's some Nintendo news.
Super Nintendo.
What about
They, you know how that 2DS system had only been released in Europe and North America?
You know what? Honestly, until I read the outline before we started the show, I did not know that.
Yeah? Oh, really? Okay.
No, I didn't.
Well, there you go.
I don't care.
Now it's coming to Japan just in time for the Pokemon anniversary. They're like packaging it up with different colors of 2DS to match the different colors of the original Pokemon, and they're releasing it in Japan.
red, blue, and green?
Red, blue, green, and yellow.
Oh, we're getting yellow as well.
Yes.
Well, they're getting yellow as well.
They're getting
I
yellow.
suppose. They're getting yellow.
Yeah. So that's
Not
exciting.
bad. Not bad, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean,
Are you gonna play the Pokemon re-releases? I'm not sure if I want to go back to those old games.
You'll get them.
I mean, I'll get them, of course.
Yeah,
I mean,
okay.
yeah, but I don't know that I'm gonna spend a whole lot of time playing them.
well, I mean,
That's
they're
what I'm
they're gonna have all the new mechanics and stuff, right? Or no, this is just
No.
the virtual console. This
This is the virtual console release.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why I was under the impression that they were
Yeah.
redoing them yet again.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Don't
virtual
just play them again for the first time.
Although there is supposed to be like another mainline Pokemon next year, right?
Is there?
That's what I
Oh,
hear.
it's
And we're
time.
getting Pokken Tournament. I don't know if you saw today's big hullabaloo hubbub about the controller that Hori is releasing for it. That it's a wired controller and cannot be used with any other games. And there's all a bunch of other things that it can only be used for the second player. And it's lame.
What?
It's bad.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, only the second player can use it?
Yeah, only the second player.
What a weird thing.
It's like what is the damn point of the controller for this game?
That's
Yeah.
You know what? I will not buy that controller.
I'm not.
That makes
I'm not going to
none of
either.
us.
And I wasn't even planning on buying Pokken Tournament, so
Oh, really?
I don't think so.
I will get Pokemon Tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I will.
All right. Fine.
I will get Pokemon Tournament.
So that's all the news.
That's it?
That's it.
That news broke,
Literally
we fixed
nothing
it. Move on.
has been happening. But so I've been taking some time off here at the end of the year, as one might do if they have time off left that they have to use before the end of the year.
Damn it.
And I've been hooking up old systems.
This I like. I like where this is going.
And I don't know if you guys remember or if you've seen this, but if you have an original Xbox, apparently the capacitor, there's a capacitor on them that goes bad very quickly.
That's what makes time travel possible!
So, just so you know, CJ, this is not an Xbox thing. This is
Not an Xbox.
generally old game consoles. Sooner or later,
Electronics.
will need to replace the capacitors in them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one in particular, I think the only thing it does is like
The clock.
the clock. So fairly useless, but it leaks acid all over the motherboard and can
Ugh.
render your original Xbox busted, inoperable. So I had read on the NeoGAF a long time ago, actually, that you should open it up and pull out this capacitor. So I was like, you know what? I got a couple of days off. I've never opened up my Xbox.
I figure a couple of days might be enough.
Should be enough time.
Let's do this.
Top
Exactly.
off and yeah.
So watched some YouTube videos on how to do it.
So
and,
now you're an electronics expert. You watched a couple YouTube videos.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm an engineer, clearly. Opened it up and pulled out the capacitor and somehow got everything back together. Like, do you remember when the original Xbox came out? They were saying, "Oh, this Xbox is going to be really hard to mod the Xbox because opening this thing up, like once you open it, you're never going to get it closed again. Like we have made this piracy proof, and it wasn't that hard to open up and wasn't that hard to close back up. So I don't know what they were saying back in the day.
It's just the rubber feet you have to remove, right? That's like the.
Yeah, you like pull up the rubber feet. You don't have to remove them entirely. You just pull up the
really?
edge.
Okay.
Yeah.
I still need to do this to mine. I a couple years ago, somebody mentioned that I should do that too, and I haven't done it yet. But yeah, I have a bunch of. That's the capacitors are the reason why most Game Gears don't work now.
Oh, really?
Most original Game Gears don't work. Also, Turbo Express has a major issue with that. And I've got a couple other consoles that need that done as well.
Yeah.
But you don't just remove them; you have to replace them generally. The one on the Xbox, luckily, is one that you can just sort of tear out, and it's not really affecting much. But
Right.
Yeah.
You have to set the time every time you power on the system,
Yeah.
but you pretty much had to do that anyway.
which you had to do anyway. Yeah.
So it didn't really matter. But I was lucky that mine had not leaked any fluid anywhere. And mine was like a day one original Xbox.
Seems
so,
like.
yeah, that was lucky.
There you go.
I did not have a power cord for it, though. For my
Don't
Xbox.
they just take a standard? The AC adapter is inside the system there,
The
right?
AC adapter, yes, it is inside the system, but unlike the PS2, like the PS2 has the like squared off connector or whatever, and it's round, it's like a figure 8.
It's the same as the Dreamcast. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure it's the same.
No, it is not.
No?
The Dreamcast is squared off too.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah. So
Anyway.
Amazon had new connectors for like $4. Bought one of those, and I bought a video cable for the Genesis because I don't know where the hell mine went. And I found out that my Sega CD is indeed broken.
Mm-hmm. Yep. They will also go pretty frequently.
It'll boot, but it'll like do these weird like mosaic designs on the screen and
Sounds
go
like
off.
capacitors are gone.
Could be. But yeah, so I booted up the original Xbox. I still had music ripped on the hard drive.
Nice.
Yes, from 2002.
Back when that feature was new and exciting.
It was truly a time capsule for CJ in 2002.
Yeah.
The number one track was from Tenacious D.
Jesus.
It had stuff from Robotech on it.
Nice.
The entire Fooly Cooly soundtrack.
Yes.
Yeah, from the Pillows. So,
Yes.
yeah, truly a music time capsule. But I loaded up Blinks because you have to.
Blinks. Wow. I remember you had a big thing for Blinks.
I liked Blinks.
From our tune.
Time Sweeper. Blinks 2, I don't know what the hell happened with that.
Yeah, I know. That was, I don't know.
But, yeah, so I did it in preparation for the video series that you and I might be doing, maybe.
Yeah, I need to figure out whether OBS is possible to use on Windows 10 or if I need to switch back to XSplit and see if I can alleviate my issues.
Yeah. We're going to play some old games.
Mm-hmm.
And stream it. Yeah, so Dreamcast, I hooked that thing up. That is so loud.
Yeah.
That system is unbelievably loud. Like I knew it was loud because I remembered it, but I didn't realize just how freaking loud that console is.
Did you so the drive's working okay on your system? Because the drives are going in those things nowadays.
Seem to, yeah.
Yeah.
I loaded up Speed Devils online, which obviously you can't play online, but you can play offline.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny, like each time you switch cars, you'd have to do the
Yeah,
to
it's loading
load
up.
the next car. So
God, it was a great game.
that was a great game. God, why they should bring that back? They need to bring that back.
I don't
At
know, an
least that
unlicensed
style
racing game nowadays. If it's not like
Yeah.
Gran Turismo or Forza, it's pretty rough.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Although you got Trackmania from Ubisoft that I'm looking forward to. Looking forward to seeing how that whole thing works.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So anyway, that was my adventures with some retro stuff. I have a lot of like RCA cables that are now completely
Yeah,
useless.
they'll look like
Like
crap on your new TV.
the yellow, red, white cables that used to, be in the back of DVD players and other junk hooked up to my television. Yeah.
Yep. Welcome to retro gaming, my friend.
Yeah.
When I hooked up the Genesis via composite, and then my TV wanted to stretch it, I loaded up Sonic the Hedgehog. It looked like the Master System version.
Yeah. No, it's
So
today's TVs
awful.
have a terrible time of encoding whatever you call that. Those dealing with those signals, they just can't do it.
No.
The scale is all off and the colors are all blurred. It's just they look terrible. That's why I ended up
They
going
really
with an XRGB Mini because it looks brutal without it.
Yeah.
S-Video will look pretty good if you can find a TV that still supports S-Video.
Mine don't.
No, mine doesn't as well.
No.
And it only does composite through the component jacks,
Yeah.
which you have to know that works in order for that because they don't really tell you.
No.
Right. Anyway, so we're gonna do our 2015 year in review
Yeah.
up here. Next episode.
Next episode.
Yes.
Yeah.
Am I hosting that or are you hosting that? Because it kind of.
You
Last
always
year-
host it.
Well, I didn't host it last year, but last year I was getting over the plague, so
Yeah.
my voice was actually gone the week before. But I was just listening to last year's episode recently.
Were you loving it?
I think you should return to hosting duties.
I'm down with that.
Okay.
Do
So
it.
yeah, we'll be we'll have the three of us and hopefully Mike Phillips trying to find a date that accommodates his schedule.
Yep.
And we've also got special guest hosts Rich Grisham and Kevin Larrabee going to join us this time around. That
Yeah.
episode's going to be huge.
Totally.
Listen to Finn crying.
Yeah,
He's not happy.
he's upset he was not invited to host this year.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And Phil's already been tweeting about how hard it is to pick his top 5 games, although for completely different reasons than
Yeah.
I'm having trouble picking a top 5.
Are you finding
have-
too many good games?
Too many games I want to put on my list.
Yeah, I'm
Man.
having that problem too.
Man.
Old man Phil's just all like, not enough Pokemans and
I'm jaded
Muso
and bitter.
games this year.
And you know what? That's the thing, though. There are plenty of Muso games and plenty of Pokemon games, but even then, I'm just like, best of the year, my favorite of the year. I don't know.
Well, the way we do best of the year is your favorite of the year, right?
Oh,
I
I know.
you know.
But
Pressure doesn't have to be like a groundbreaking thing. You could
Just so
pick
you know-
Legacy for the third year in a row.
Yeah, just so you know, like, no one's expecting your game list to be the best games of the year.
Well, no, they never are. They never are. Yeah, I don't know.
Just, they're just tuning in to figure out what crazy thing Phil's going to pick this year.
Let me see here. Maybe I'll find some dumb thing.
We have total faith in you.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
Wow, this is the. Okay, now it's starting to sound more like my parents.
But that'll be a good episode. We always have fun with those shows,
It will be.
even if
it will be
Phil's
fun.
list is lackluster.
That's why I just hope.
Lackluster.
Wow.
Jeez,
I just hope Mike shows up because we need him for our to translate for our Spanish listeners.
it's true.
That's right. All right. Should we talk about the games that we have been playing?
Sure.
Why bother?
All right, Greg.
What does it matter?
I'll just.
Well, I got my the game that I bought for myself for Christmas a couple months ago. I finally got to open and play this week,
Yeah.
which was Lego Dimensions.
Oh.
Was showing off my little
Yeah.
little Batmobile there for anybody who's watching the video.
There it is.
It's great. These little vehicles are fantastic.
Yes, they are.
So I'd heard a fair amount about this game, mostly from you, Phil.
Yes.
I'm only a couple levels in, but I've watched my kids play it right through too. They're into the Lego Ninjago segment
Okay.
of the game, which is like the fourth level, I think, fourth stage,
Something
fifth
like
stage.
that, yeah.
I'm interested in that. I love that it has sort of that Lego movie vibe where it's sort of mixing the real world with
Yeah.
the game world. Where, like, for those who aren't totally familiar, this is a game like Disney Infinity or oh my god, I can't remember the Activision game. Skylanders, where you have a pedestal and then you put the characters on the pedestal and they appear in the game. But the thing about this is obviously where it's Lego, you actually build the pedestal itself. And when you start playing, like I have the instruction book right here, and once you get through the first couple pages of the instruction book, which tells you how to build the characters, it tells you to stop. And I'll hold this up. It actually has a page that tells you to stop and go play the game without building the base. And then building the base is actually part of the game.
That is so cool.
Yeah, which I really,
like
excuse me, I really, really like that a lot. You don't have to do it that way. Although it's funny because in the fun packs that you get, which always have a character and a vehicle, there are no instructions to build the vehicle.
Right.
You actually do have to do that in-game. All you get is instructions to build the characters. So, anyway, I like that idea, and I love that they can jump between licensed areas. The Simpsons stuff was great.
Mm-hmm.
And they're really mixing and matching characters because they seem to be really, really high on DC villains everywhere. Like the Joker shows up in Springfield, and I think it was Lex Luthor in Ninjago.
Right.
So, and Lord Business was in Springfield as well. So, but anyway, I really love how they're mixing up the licenses, they're mixing up the worlds. I also like how they're using the base as a gameplay element where there are actually a lot of puzzles that you have to solve using the base. Where, Wild Style in particular needs to be moved around to different pads on the base and they all light up in different colors. Or you actually get puzzles in the game that like in the Lego Ninjago area, there are 3 pads on the base. There's a circular pad at the top and then 2 sort of triangular pads on either side. And you'll get to color puzzles in the game where it's like you learn pretty quick that you need to light up these different pads in different colors based on turning your character a certain color and then placing that character physically on the base on that certain pad, and it repaints that pad. So it's cool. You've got to have the base close by, which you kind of learn quickly. But once you know that that's the case, I like that physical element to it. It's at least a different take. I think Trap Team has done that as well with Skylanders, right? There's like an element of that now. I think so. I've never played it either, but I've just from watching the ads, it looks like trapping things in those trap gems actually is time-based to a point.
Okay.
But it's an interesting, different take on this whole near field communication toy thing for video games. So
Toys to Life.
I dig it. Yeah, Toys to Life. That's what it's called. And otherwise, it just seems like a really solid Lego game.
Yeah.
It's got the same issue that all those Toys to Life games have, which is if you want to see everything, you're going to have to go spend a ton of money.
Right.
On characters. But if you're willing to look past that, then
wait for a sale.
Good little game. Yeah, exactly. And yeah, I'm really happy with it. I'm really happy with it. It feels like kind of the culmination of what they started way back with Lego Star Wars.
Was that the first one that they did?
That was the first one. That was the first. That was the first one in this style, anyway. There were Legos before that, obviously.
Right.
But this is sort of like this is
That was the first
Traveler's
Traveler's Tales.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This
this
is Traveler's
formula.
Tales kind of this is like the ultimate refinement of what they've been building since that game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I really dig it. I'm really, really enjoying it. My kids love playing it.
yeah,
Multiplayer, it's great. It's cool having that base involved rather than just picking a character at the beginning and then just never doing anything else with it until you stop playing.
right.
But I haven't built Benny yet. That's my next thing. I have Benny and his spaceship. And,
Yeah, I was gonna ask what other little add-on sets you got with it.
I've got Benny. I haven't built him yet. And then I've got the Portal 2 set and the Back to the Future set.
Okay.
But I'm kind of playing through the main game first, so I'll end up building Benny eventually and getting his spaceship on there. So I'm actually curious, and Phil, maybe you can tell me this because I have only been using the 3 characters to come with the game.
Yeah.
If I build Benny, can I have him just sitting on the base as well and switch to him when I need him, or do I need to swap out characters? You can, okay.
Yeah, you can have. Jeez.
So the base is huge. That'll take a lot of characters.
Yeah, I mean, you can get like 6 or 7 characters running around with you at the same time.
Okay,
If not,
cool.
If not, well, I don't. It may even recognize more. I'm just thinking to physically fit comfortably on there.
Yeah,
at
you
least
could easily get probably 4, 8, probably like almost 9 characters on there.
Yeah. So, plus the vehicles if you want those in there as well. So, yeah, you can have a nice little army following you around to switch
I'll have
between.
to do that then, because yeah.
And there's obviously no penalty for oh, I don't need Batman right now, so I'm just going to take him off and toss Benny or whoever else in place, and then just bring Batman back in when you need him or something like that. So
yeah. So it's really cool, and I mean, it's got that same sort of really clever writing that you expect both from Traveler's Tales games and from the various Lego movies that are out there now.
right.
It's this really sort of wry, stupid sense of humor that
Now,
I find really funny.
Definitely.
I think I mentioned last week where I've been kind of slow going through the game, just because I do have to kind of, if I want to seriously play it, because those levels can be pretty long.
Yeah, they can.
I mean, the levels can be, up to an hour sometimes just to get
Especially
through
if you're running around collecting studs and everything too.
Right. Trying to get through the story mode stages. And then when you have a 3-year-old wanting to play with the toys, and he obviously likes the novelty of swapping them off to bring different characters and stuff in the game, which is obviously fun and a great mechanic for the kids to play with. But when you're actually trying to seriously sit down and go through a story mode, it's like, I need I need Gandalf right now. You need to put him back on, please. But
you're ruining Daddy's game.
Basically, is what it comes down to. They know that whole the moral of the Lego Movie. It kind of goes.
I know, it's hilarious.
The complete opposite of that.
Yeah.
So yeah. But just quit touching my stuff, man.
Leave my stuff alone. Your stuff's over there.
Your Legos are over in the corner. Go have fun. These are Daddy's. So
Mommy.
Still playing through the story mode. I got to the Portal story mode level last night. Yeah, because I've already played through the Portal DLC level for lack of a.
So I've been trying to hold out on that. Do it.
Yeah.
Don't go in the opposite direction. On that.
There's no benefit to holding that off. I was doing that at first as well. I was like, I'll finish off the main story before hitting these, but there really is no benefit to holding off. So yeah, it's if you want to just try it out sooner you can. But there is a proper story mode level where you're going through, and there's some amusing stuff in there. Because you have all the like GLaDOS voiceover and stuff like that, and
cool.
Just I don't really want to spoil any of the jokes, but just her communicating with like Gandalf and Batman and that is some pretty amusing situations that pop up there.
I know that I'm kind of hoping that, because what is it? There's Ninjago, and then there's another Lego specific license in there,
Shima.
Chima.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that those two levels aren't back to back,
I
because seriously, that those are the low point of my interest in this game.
right. Yeah, I don't. I'm pretty sure they are not. In fact, I don't even know if I've gotten to a Chima level yet. I can't remember. But yeah, because I've gone through the Ninjago level. But
And it's all right. It's got interesting puzzles.
yeah, it's just you're not familiar with it, so
Yeah, I just don't care about that
right.
license.
It's not as amusing to you as like a Back to the Future or Simpsons level would be.
Right.
Yeah. Let's see. Actually, I'm looking through the. Let's see. Wizard of Oz, Simpsons, Ninjago. Okay, they're on level 3 then.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
Do you want to know what the next level is?
Sure.
Or do you, okay, next one's Doctor Who.
Not bad.
Yeah.
That's the next set I'm going to buy, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, there may not be a Chima level.
Even better.
I'm looking through the trophy list. So, yeah, there may not even be a Chima level. So there you go. But yeah. Yeah.
Cool. Anyway, I'm really enjoying it. I'm sure there'll be sort of Lego game fatigue at some point, because there always is
Right.
with those games. You
Right.
go in really strong. It's like, okay, this is great, this is great, this is great. Oh, it's more like, oh, great, okay,
Right.
I'm done with this now. But for now, I'm really enjoying it, and I like the physical toy aspect of it so far.
Yeah.
I mean, my God, this Batmobile is so adorable. I can't wait to build any spaceship
Yep.
and the DeLorean. So there's that.
Well, actually, what is it? The Ghostbusters level pack comes out in
Soon.
like 3 weeks.
Yeah. Get all
Tiny
over
little
that.
Ecto one and
Oh yeah, right. See, that the thing is that the Firehouse also comes out soon, and I so desperately want that, but I'm not gonna spend the money on it.
the Firehouse comes out on Friday, dude.
Oh God.
Yep.
Well, I can't wait to see yours.
No, I think I talked about this last week. I'm
Yeah,
not
no.
getting it anytime soon. So, but yeah, there's another burst of Lego Dimensions stuff in January 19th. There's another batch coming out at the end of March and another batch at the end of May. So
And then they announced Lego Dimensions 2.
probably. So
Right in time
It'll be
for
time.
E3.
What licenses are left, though?
It'll be interesting to see, because I mean they're not really allowed to use. I'm guessing they're not allowed to use their Disney and Marvel licenses.
yeah, the the Star
Star
Wars.
Wars.
Yeah, Star Wars, Disney, Marvel. They can't use just for reasons.
So what else? What else do they got?
Good question.
Well, they could do Minecraft.
That could be interesting.
Yeah.
They could do Minecraft. I'm trying to think what other licensed stuff they have.
I mean, they could do Lego City areas.
Yeah, I mean, as
You know,
far as like
Lego
as far
Friends.
as like actual
true.
like licensed stuff, they've pretty much used all of them except for the Disney-owned properties.
There's nothing saying they can't revisit a lot of those licenses too. I mean, there's still
That's
plenty
right.
of stuff to do for, the movie and Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit.
Right.
More, they could revisit a lot of this stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, they can't. Actually, yeah, I'm trying to think if they've lost any of those licenses lately, and I don't think they have. But yeah.
So I also finally been playing more Rise of the Tomb Raider,
Oh yeah.
which was one of, I can't remember if the last game came out last year or the year before, but the year it came out was, I think I called it my favorite game of the year. And Rise of the Tomb Raider is right there as well. Like it's basically a refined version of the last game, It's so well done. It's so good. I'm really really enjoying it, and it's funny because this has sort of been the year of the open world game. Like I mean, we've been playing the standard stuff like RPGs like Fallout 4 and Witcher 3. Obviously, those are big open worlds, but Mad Max and Metal Gear 5 was an open world game, and Batman open world, and then you play Tomb Raider, and it's if you remember the last game, you have little areas that you can sit and explore, and there's all kinds of little bits and pieces to find and documents, which I really enjoy. But it's reminding me why I really love sort of a focused linear third-person action game. It's nice to make progress.
Yeah,
definitely.
Obvious progress and have a very specific storyline to follow. You still can get distracted, but you don't. I find it's not as distracting. But yeah, I mean, it's beautiful. It plays really well, like the last one did. I like the actual bonus tombs that you can raid this time around. The puzzles feel better. There was one in particular that I did recently that actually anybody who played the old Tomb Raider back in 97, I think is when the first one came out. If anyone listening has been alive that long, there was one of my favorite games of all time, and there was a level in there that was water-based, and we all know how much we all love water-based levels.
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
You had to raise and lower the level, the water level, in this big cavernous room that had all these different pathways.
I'm familiar with that mechanic.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you've been playing Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
Anyway, there was a tomb that I was actually playing in this game that I walked in, and it's kind of like I could see where I needed to go. It was way up in the top of this cavern, and there was water all in the bottom. And I was like, this reminds me a lot of the level where and I was streaming and I was describing this level in Tomb Raider, and then I got through the first part of the puzzle, and that was exactly what it was. You had to raise the water level up and then lower it again, and anyway, I'm having such a good time with it. Yeah, it's quickly. I made sure to play it before the end of the year because I figured based on the last game that it would probably be a contender for in the top 5 anyway for our episode next week, and I wasn't wrong. It's a contender for number 1.
Wow.
So I'm really really enjoying it a lot.
Awesome. It is a shame that has not sold as well.
I know. It's such a going exclusive, not good for the game.
No,
unfortunately.
Mm.
It seemed like a good idea, but because I think that the PlayStation 4 version is going to be out late next year.
Gosh, it's that far off?
I think so. So who's going to care at that point? But anyway,
especially after Uncharted.
Are they going to have the audacity to release it at full price on PS4?
Who knows? I mean, I'm sure there'll be some DLC that they'll throw in there. It'll be like a Game of the Year edition deal. But yeah, I don't know. Full price is going to be a big ask.
Yeah.
Next year. I also took a chance because there was a couple really good deals on every digital service, but on the Xbox, I saw one night in a moment of weakness, Need for Speed was like $30, the new Need for Speed, which I think Rich Grisham has been playing, and he's been saying he really enjoys it. So I grabbed it because I'm weak, and I tried it out, and it plays a lot like the old Need for Speed Underground games, which weren't bad games. They kind of. I always look at those games as kind of the point where EA began to lose its way with that series, but they were still making good games at the time. And this feels good. It's just you wander around a city, an eternally moist city at night. Everything's wet for some reason. The game looks incredible, though. It's got really nice graphics. I don't think I put it up at Forza 6 levels, but it's got a really nice aesthetic. It's just that it never changes. But you just wander around and you go to different races. And you got your bros calling you on your cell phone, or talking to you over blah, which is their version of Twitter. It's a terrible name.
Oh my god!
They call it. I'm pretty sure it's called blah.
Blah.
Yeah, and You go to an event and you go race, and it's great. And then you go back to the garage and you spend all your money on all these various upgrades and paint jobs, and buy new cars, and it's very sort of the Fast and the Furious, which is cool. I don't hate it. I really, after I bought it, I immediately got like buyer's remorse. I'm like, why did I do that? Like while it's downloading, it was stupid. Why would I have paid for this? Need for Speed games have been so crap for so long. I actually really liked it. And it's all full motion video cutscenes, which are cringeworthy. They're great. I love them for the same reasons.
The wrong reason.
Yeah, just love them for all the wrong reasons, but they're great. The characters are just so over the top. But they're fun. And the only thing that I will say that I don't like is that they're still stuck on this whole persistent online world thing, even though all you're doing are single player events. You can do multiplayer events, you can do online events, but all I'm interested in is single player events, but I can't just play a single player game that I can pause when I want to. Like if you pause it, the game's still running. They're still
I hate that.
Rap. I don't get it. I really don't get it, because especially like I just sort of turned it on to try it out, and I saw the diagram to tell you what all the controls are, but it's not like you commit that stuff to memory.
No.
So I'm playing and like I want to change my view, and nowadays it's either like the button that used to be select, whatever they're called in the different systems now, or you use the D-pad, right? It's like, okay, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm in the middle of a race and I want to change my view, and it's like neither of those are working. They're not doing what I want to do, so I got to go pause it and go to the options menu. Well, of course, that loses you the race, because the race is still going and you're just driving into a building while you're trying to figure out how to control the stupid thing. So that's kind of frustrating. But overall, not bad. I feel like $30. I'll get my money's worth out of it. For sure.
Definitely. Yeah.
Otherwise, I've been playing some old stuff. Talking about retro consoles, I busted out my old PlayStation 2. I got an RGB cable for it.
Ooh.
It's funny going through my old. I found my Greg's Work memory card from EGM. It's kind of cool. All the different save files on the legal eco save file, and a bunch of replays for Gran Turismo 4 for some reason. But anyway, the game that I decided to play there was Metal Gear from the Metal Gear Solid 3 disc. They released Metal Gear 1 and 2 for the MSX.
Yes.
Been streaming that. Because if anybody who has memories of the old Metal Gear game, the NES game was not really truly the first Metal Gear. It was an MSX.
What?
Yeah. And not only that, but Hideo Kojima hates the first Metal Gear on the NES.
And there was a sequel that never came
yes.
out.
You know what, though? That guy can't even hold down a job. So
that's true. I mean, God, he went on vacation for a few months, and then suddenly he's working at a whole new company.
Yeah, exactly.
What about that, right?
Can't really listen to him.
Can't even be bothered to show up and accept some awards.
But yeah, I've been playing that, and it is so much better than the NES game. But you also playing it, you realize how much Metal Gear Solid was really just a remake of the first game. Like there's so many elements that are exactly the same. A lot of the boss fights are based on the same thing too, like fighting the Hind D on the roof of the first building, and fighting the tank with doesn't have that Raven dude, but you're still fighting a tank,
right?
Stuff like that. Infiltrating in the water. And the only other game that I've been playing is I was playing Persona 4 Golden on my PS Vita, and I kind of got bored with it for a little while. So I was like, what else do I have on here? And I clicked on Suikoden. I love that game for the PlayStation 1. It's a good game. And now I'm about 8 hours into it.
Nice. All right.
So, very good.
That game is awesome.
It's a fun RPG.
Yeah, although it's got all the all the trappings of the sort of that transition from 16 to 32-bit RPGs, where it still looks like a 16-bit game, but it's got a little bit of 3D happening, and like it's still got these terrible gates. Like there's one section where you're trying to get out to what will become your castle in the middle of the lake, because that game is all about gathering 108 people while you're doing, you have this castle that's constantly evolving, which is a really cool part of the game. But you have to beat this gambler to get him to join you and give you a ride in his boat out to this castle. And it's completely random about whether or not you beat him. Like, you just have to go gather 1,000 bits, they're called, gold, and then play me for 1,000. And if you lose, you got to go gather another 1,000. And I must have lost 30 times. Because all it is throwing dice. You have no control over what happens. So there's actually a fair amount of that in that game, which I'd forgotten. But, I mean, overall, it's still so good. Such a good game.
Yeah.
Such a good early... Grab it if you haven't. If you own anything in the PlayStation family that'll let you play that game, you should treat yourself to it. It is a really good sort of, late 16-bit generation / early 32 RPG. Things totally changed when Final Fantasy VII came out. So it's kind of cool to see where the medium was just before that happened.
Certainly.
That's what I've been playing.
I've been playing an old game too.
What you been playing?
Because we're recording that Back in My Play episode.
Oh, are you playing Bully for our game club that
No,
Patreon people gave money for? That one?
Kevin Larrabee and John Riccardi are going to be recording an episode of Back in My Play tomorrow.
Oh.
About Ocarina of Time 3D.
Oh, okay.
So I've been playing that on the 3DS.
Oh, okay.
And
so not Bully.
Very interesting.
The game that our listeners gave money.
You can record that episode anytime you want, Phil.
No, that's a cop out. You're our host.
I'm not the only host. What are you talking about?
I'm not even join us each week status anymore, so bye. Bye.
Phil washes his hands of all responsibility.
There you go. I've been playing Ocarina of Time. Just finished up with the Water Temple. And
that's some good gaming right there.
It's not as difficult as I thought
it's not.
It was going to be, actually. And I mean, they added some things in the 3DS version, some signage to remind you of what does what. But yeah, I didn't have to look at a strategy guide or hint guide or anything like that all the way through the level until the hallway to the boss, which introduces an entirely new element that you hadn't seen anywhere else in the game up to that point that I know of. And I was like, how the hell do I get up this damn hallway?
I don't remember. Oh, is that the twisted hallway?
No, it's not the twisted hallway. There's these spiky things kind of going across, and there's there are 3 pathways or whatever, and the 2 sides you can run up, but if you do any sort of dash or roll or anything, you slide back down.
Mm-hmm.
I thought maybe it was I had to wear the boots because you just got the boots very recently, and in Zelda games often you have to use the tools that you just got in that level or used in that level. But no, it was you had to run up the sides without slowing down or rolling.
Okay. I don't remember. I played through that when it came out, but I don't remember that particular section. I just remember finding that temple not nearly as bad as it was on the N64. Not nearly as frustrating.
Well, I
don't remember if I thought it was that frustrating on the N64, quite honestly. But
I seem to. I mean, from what I remember of the N64 one, it wasn't so much that it was difficult or anything like that. It was just irritating having to constantly switch off the boots and put them back on and that sort of thing. It was just kind of
because you had
irritating.
To do that in the pause menu.
Yeah, it was just kind of an irritating play mechanic that made it more frustrating than it needed to be.
And actually, that's mitigated by using the touchscreen in 3DS version. It gives you 2 extra, one-tap equipment switches, so you can just put the boots on one of those, and
well, that's
good to go. So yeah, that was pretty good. It's interesting to replay this game because I'm having a lot of fun with it. I'm finding the game doesn't do a lot of hand-holding at all, which is fine, right? No problem with that. Mm-hmm. But I wonder if it were reviewed or released today, if people would be pissed off by the lack of direction on some things. Like, the Shadow Temple, the entrance to the Shadow Temple is basically a false wall that you have to just kind of try to walk through. And there's like no hint to the fact that you can do that.
I don't know.
Or you need the hook shot, of course, and it's not really where you. It's very. The process of getting it is very weird. It's like, yeah, I'm going to the next temple. Oh wait, I have to get the hook shot that's in this thing. Like, I don't know that it would have taken me a while to find it if I had just gone through and not like looked it up online or anything, which I ended up doing. Yeah. So
I played, like I said, I played through it when it came out on 3DS, but I'm guessing I probably went and looked things up if I ever hit a spot. Like, I don't remember it, but
did you play it all the way through it on 3DS? Yep. Really? Okay.
Yep.
Interesting.
Majora's Mask I didn't, but
I gotta get back to Majora's Mask too. Playing through Ocarina of Time makes me want to play that even more. Yeah, but it's fun. The level design is fun. You can tell that, this was the first time they'd done Zelda Dungeons in 3D, and there are a lot of like weird things added to the levels that are just kind of seem like stopgaps, or seem like, oh well, we had to do this, so we threw this in there.
It's still amazing, though. I know Kevin Larrabee brought this up last week, but looking at that and seeing that it was sort of their first turn at doing that sort of thing in 3D, and still how good everything ended up. Like how well they did it. It's really impressive.
It's very impressive. I mean, there's still plenty of rough spots that I did not catch. Like, I played through Ocarina of Time originally on the N64 and loved it. I didn't really have a problem with any of these rough spots that I'm catching now. So, yeah, it's good. It's a really good game. Classic for a reason.
Because it's old.
I'm actually, you know what? It'll be interesting to see once Twilight Princess HD comes out, or when the new Zelda for Wii U comes out. As I'm playing through Ocarina of Time, I'm like, wow, this is really rough. Like this section or this gameplay mechanic is really rough. This boss is really cheap or whatever. I'm wondering if people will start if we'll get the think pieces on how Ocarina of Time is not as good as we remember.
Oh, almost definitely.
Which,
although since it's Nintendo, there won't be as many of them.
It'll be the next Zelda will be the worst selling of the franchise, and Ocarina of Time was.
Here's a pie chart.
Yeah.
Zelda was never good to begin with, so.
Zelda was never good. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, I'm running into a few things that are like, wow, this is so rough, but yeah, it's still a great game. Anyway, Mario Maker, playing more of that. They put out their update, which added the bookmark site, which is awesome if you've not checked it out. From the browser on the Wii U, you can bookmark levels and immediately start playing them. So, it's very cool. And they added the Badge Rabbit as a character that you can unlock from Nintendo Badge Arcade, and I love Nintendo Badge Arcade, so I of course had to unlock the rabbit.
I still don't even know what Nintendo Badge Arcade is.
You should load up your 3DS and get some icons.
My 3DS hasn't even been charged for a month.
Why?
The 3DS is not in a 3DS mode right now.
Ah. All right.
I'm playing Suikoden. I need my Vita.
All right. Yeah, Mario Maker got the badge rabbit. So I unlocked the rest of the special mushrooms that they put out. The Excite Bike guy.
Nice.
I don't think I did that, but the Excite Bike guy is in there now, and the Birdo. Birdo's another sprite, which they're trolling now on Super Mario Brothers 2 /USA, right? Adding Birdo to Mario Maker? I mean, come on. I've also been playing Amplitude. You remember Amplitude?
Oh, yeah.
PlayStation 2?
No. This one is the Kickstarter from Harmonix that I backed so long ago. It's finally paying out. Backers at a certain level got early access to it, so I've been playing a little bit of that.
And
It's Amplitude. as
Sounds
fun as
exciting.
it was back in the day.
Didn't you give that game like a 6.5 in EGM?
Yeah, I did.
That was
Wow.
fantastic, actually.
And the songs are not licensed, really. They're not songs that you've heard on the radio anyway. So, but it's still a lot of fun.
For all of you who listen to the radio.
I listen to radio every day.
You won't be hearing these on your phonographs, on your AM dials. Yeah,
On the AM radio.
Yeah. So been playing that. It's enjoyable.
Yeah.
I like Amplitude.
You're a fan?
Oh,
Now,
man, that's
Frequency was the first one, right?
Yeah.
Frequency was the first one, yeah.
And Amplitude. Okay. See, I didn't really get into Frequency, but I really, really liked Amplitude.
Because of the No Doubt tracks.
It's precisely because of...
And the Alanis Morissette.
Yes.
Can you say that again? The who?
Alanis Morissette.
Alanis Morissette.
Did I say that wrong?
Is that how they say
not the Canadian
pronunciation?
pronunciation? I was trying to give you the Canadian pronunciation. Is that not
Well, you screwed it up.
Is it Alanis?
There you go.
Alanis Morissette?
It's Atlantis Morris.
Atlantis Morissette, yeah.
That's how you say it.
Okay. Yeah. But anyway, that's all I've been playing.
Yeah?
Yeah, so Phil, you're up.
Well, let me tell you, my lad,
Mm-hmm.
I have been playing... Oh, you know what? Friend of the show, Bill Mudron. You guys know Bill, right?
Heard of him, yep. William
Yeah.
Mudron.
Co-host of the Boy Howdy podcast.
Uh-huh.
He sent me a Christmas gift. He gifted me a holiday present on Steam. He gave me a copy of Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law.
Oh, yeah?
Steam. Yes.
All right.
What is it? Aviary Attorney.
Okay.
Have you seen this?
I have not seen this.
Can you hear about this? You seen this? You hear about this?
Nope. No idea.
It is a game on Steam, and it is basically a riff on the Phoenix Wright formula. And
this looks amazing.
Are you looking at pictures of it?
Yes.
Yes, it was a Kickstarter game apparently.
Really? Okay.
Yes, it was originally a Kickstarter game. Sketchy Logic is the developer, and it is. I wish I knew the name of the person who does the art for this game because the art is outstanding. It's done in this kind of, very retro, crosshatchy illustration storybook kind of art style. And you're looking at it, right?
I am.
You see what I mean?
It looks amazing.
Yeah, and it is basically the Phoenix Wright games, but everyone is a bird. But they're birds that wear clothes and monocles and things like that. And
so it's not quite Hatoful Boyfriend.
No, it's not Hatoful Boyfriend, where they're just like kind of. See, I haven't really played
pictures of pigeons.
Yeah, but they don't like
no clothes.
Do they talk or anything, or don't?
Bizarre.
Yes, they talk.
Doesn't Hatoful Boyfriend? Don't they have like kind of like anime humanoid alter egos or something?
They do, but you only see them during their introduction.
Oh, okay. Yes, this
does look incredible. I just finally went to the page myself.
Right?
This is a really cool look.
Yeah, it's a beautiful looking game, and I've only played through
at the same time.
Yes, and I've played through the first case so far, and it's really quite good.
Okay.
It's the same kind of adventure graphic novel puzzle game element that the Phoenix Wright games has, just with this really great visual look and really great sense of humor. The writing is really sharp. It's pretty funny. I've laughed quite a few times just going through the first case.
Play the role of Monsieur J.J. Falcon, a bird of prey with a good heart and questionable lawyering expertise. Sorry.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's a really fun game, and
Nice.
yeah, like I said, I've just gotten through the first case so far, and I'm digging it. So I
It's
highly recommend that people check it out.
it's amazing that you could log into your Steam account. What with the problems that
Oh,
they had
God.
on Christmas Day, huh?
Yeah, I heard about that. I was lucky enough to miss that. But what there was some sort
Yeah.
of weird like cross pollination with Steam accounts, like people were getting other
Well,
people's Steam accounts or something.
yeah, I logged in. So as soon as the news hit Twitter that something was compromised, I logged into my account to remove any payment information on there,
Right.
and it basically logged me into somebody else's account. So
Whoa.
I'm no longer looking at my account.
Well, you know, Steam's a pretty new service, so they're still they're ironing out the bugs.
Yeah, that seemed really bad. Really bad.
I do believe technically Steam is still in beta. So
Yeah.
Clearly.
This looks great, though. I might have to get this.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
thinking the same thing. It
Playable
looks
on
really
the Mac.
cool.
I'm all over
yeah.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah, so it's not even like you need an actual computer to play it.
There you
That's
go.
right.
Yeah.
15
it's-
bucks right
This
now.
does look great.
Yeah, it's on sale right now for like
$12.74.
Yeah, so yeah, definitely worth checking out. It's a pretty fun little game. So
Maybe it'll come out for consoles too, in case
and
people.
yeah, it's I mean it's beautiful to look at too. I mean it's all just still drawings, and you know the characters aren't really animated. They'll have them kind of like bounce around a little bit or something, or blink, but it's just a handsome game to look at. So
Awesome.
please check it out, won't you? What else have I
What
been
else?
playing? What else? You know what? On the sticking to the Steam train. I picked up Undertale
Mm-hmm.
Steam holiday sale.
Yeah.
Because that's one that keeps kind of getting brought up in Game of the Year discussions. So I figured I would check it out.
Okay. What do you think?
Let's see, what else have I been playing?
Oh no! Oh no!
Well, you know what? And I'm perhaps being a bit unfair. It's and you know I was on Twitter earlier before the show. It's not clicking with me yet.
No.
You know,
I'm not feeling the vibe yet.
that game is, at this point, is a victim of its own hype.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it is an interesting. Like, I feel like I tried to play it as well, and I
Yeah.
got quite a bit further than you are now, Phil. But
Right.
I also hit a point where I kind of hit a stopping point, and it was enough to sort of bring me to, well, just to take me out of the game completely. I didn't enjoy it enough to go back and figure it out.
Yeah.
And the thing is at that point, like, I was already seeing all these articles and videos being done by people who are really crazy about the game. And I
Right.
don't question it, but at the same time, I think I was expecting way too much when I went into it because of all the praise it's been getting.
Right.
So I'm really not surprised to hear that it's not clicking with you, because I think it's got so much to live up to at this point.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
where everyone's going on and on about what an amazing game it is, and it seems quite nice, but it definitely didn't grab me either.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna sit down and play some more of it. Well, you know, going back to Mudrun, he enjoys the game. I've been chatting with him on Twitter just about like when the game sort of
When
know.
it gets good.
yeah, well, you know, when it
12
kind of
hours.
clicks, you know.
Right. Right.
So I'm gonna throw at least another hour or two into it and see what happens. But yeah, I don't know. Right now, I'm not really feeling it all that much. But I'm you know, I'm gonna give it another try. I mean,
were you into Earthbound though? Were you? Did you finish that game?
It almost seems like a prerequisite.
It almost does, because I mean the guy who did Undertale was big into the Earthbound fan scene, right? Like, wasn't he um, one of the people who was like, doing new scripts for Earthbound, or like,
I don't know.
taking the game and hacking the dialogue or something? Yeah,
Fan
I
fiction.
think that's sort of how he got started. So
Really?
I think it leans heavily on Earthbound / Mother,
Right,
uh,
right.
sort of stuff. And if you're not a fan of those games, then that may impact your feelings on.
No, I mean I never finished Earthbound, but I liked it
Okay,
certainly.
all right.
I liked what I played of it, but I don't know. It's just not really clicking with me. Maybe I just haven't gotten far enough for the story to really sort of develop, or the whole kind of uh, being able to solve battles without actually fighting.
Yeah.
Like that mechanic just seems it's one of those things that seems more interesting in theory or on paper than in practice. I don't know. Maybe it's just me not having put enough time in it yet. But
Maybe it's just your violent tendencies that are.
I do hate. I just
In general.
full stop
Yeah,
right there.
You,
I guess.
you
Yeah.
hate.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm like I said, I'm gonna give it a little more time, but it's just not really feeling it right now.
Okay. All right.
What else? Yeah, like we talked about earlier, I've been playing some more Lego Dimensions. Oh, you know what? I bought a new Wii game this week.
Like the original Wii?
Like the old school Wii.
Damn.
I went out to a store and bought a physical
Wow, you even went out to a
Wii
store.
game. I left my house. I put on some pants.
You know it's dangerous outside.
Well, that's why I carry my gun everywhere.
Okay.
I carry it
Okay.
with me.
You buy fishing games.
I did buy a fishing game. How did you know, CJ?
I read the outline.
Oh,
Then one of us
yeah.
did.
Yeah. No, there is a game that came out for the Wii by the good folks over at Xseed. A game called Fishing Resort. And now, Fishing Resort, you might think, well, that's odd. Why would you care about some silly old fishing game on an old defunct game system? It is developed by Prope,
Oh, right on.
which is, of course,
Yuji
the Yuji Naka's studio. They are also the studio that developed the fantastic Street Pass fishing game that you can now play on your 3DS.
I played that for all of 10 minutes.
See, I love
fun.
the it is. It's a really fun little Street Pass game.
Yeah.
Although it
Better
does
than the zombie game.
significantly
Yeah, I
better
didn't
than
play
the
that
zombie
either.
game. Yeah, the zombie game actually is kind of
Yeah, I don't really like that one so much.
yeah. The fishing game though is actually great fun.
Almost.
But yeah, I found out that they Prope had done a full console fishing game, and I really wanted to play it.
It had to have been cheap.
Well, you know what? Here's the thing.
Or is it
I had it.
so
I
hard
had
to
it-
find that it was expensive?
Well, you know what? I had it on my Amazon wish list for the longest time. I looked it up and it was
my God.
it was like
No.
$15 or $20. It's like, okay, I mean that's not that's certainly not expensive, but I don't need it right now, and it's bound to go down to like $5 or $10 at some point down the road.
Mhm.
So I've had it on my, like I said, on the Amazon wish
Yeah.
list forever.
By the way, can I do a quick tangent on the Amazon wish list?
Please do.
So people use those for Christmas lists for family and whatnot, and
Right.
we had put some toys up there for Charlotte so that if family wanted to know what she was interested in, they could do that.
Those don't get taken off those lists, do they?
What's that?
Those don't get taken off the list, do they? When someone buys something off that
They
list?
don't. You're right.
No.
But the other thing about it is that let's say a toy for a child it gets discontinued,
Yeah.
perhaps,
Mm-hmm.
and then third-party Amazon sellers start selling it.
Oh.
Then they decide that the price on it is like $500 for one of those like little magnetic sketch pad things. You know, the ones that like doodle pads that you can then wipe off or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like my mom was like, I saw this doodle pad on here for Charlotte, but it's $500. I wish there was like a note for like relatives or whatever, or you could have some kind of preference, like if it's being sold by Amazon sellers and then you just don't even list it, don't even show
I'm sorry,
it.
Mom. I thought Charlotte's grandmother loved her, but I guess she doesn't.
And the funny thing is, like this item is discontinued, so it's $500. There's a new version of this item for $8.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Gross.
Yeah. Anyway, continue, Phil.
Yeah. So I was looking at the Amazon. I was looking at my wish list the other day, tossing some stuff on there, and I just happened to glance at a fishing resort, and suddenly it was $60, $70, and I thought that, well, that's weird. That's probably just some seller on Amazon hoping to make some money. So I pop over to half.com, and again it's all like, $70, $75. I pop over to eBay. Buy it now, $70. Brand new,
God.
unwrapped copy, $110. So I guess the internet decided that this game is valuable now. I did not get the notice for that meeting.
Okay.
But that the game is, I don't know if it's rare or if suddenly people are suddenly catching on to the Street Pass fishing game fever or what.
But you got a copy of it. Then how?
Well, now I'm $80.
Out with it.
I'm $80 lighter. And no, you know what I did? I popped on to Game Spot. Stop. GameStop is the store, right?
Mm-hmm.
Popped on to GameStop and looked, and they had not got the memo yet either, because their used copies were still like $15.
Oh, perfect.
And they did not have any. You could not order it online, but I checked. They have the the sort of vague, will scan the store's inventories in your vicinity. And luckily, there were not many around, but luckily the mall near me said it had low quantity. So I threw Finn in the car and drove over there.
You're like, low quantity, that's enough for me.
Well, they did have one. They had one in stock.
Oh, all right.
So I was able to pick it up. I paid $15 for it. And it's
what was the condition of the game? What was it?
Well, it's GameStop.
Oh.
So there
it
was
like a basement.
There was no case.
Smell like a basement?
Yeah, you know how all GameStops smell like a basement.
No, I don't.
No.
What does a basement smell like?
Have you not noticed this? You'll know when you smell it. That's the thing.
Oh man,
it's musty. I mean, it's it's an amalgamation of like hundreds of people's basement smells. So it really, that's when you deal in the used games.
I see.
But yeah.
Yes.
You know how you can smell there's a Subway nearby? Same kind of deal.
Like,
Okay.
you mean like
the
a?
sandwich shop.
Oh, okay, not like a,
Now I understand.
not like a. How does a Subway
I
smell?
don't even know where. I'll be honest. I stopped paying attention like 5 minutes ago.
Really?
I just want to know what the game was
a,
about. I was waiting for Phil to finish his shopping story.
There's a pet store here that is right next to a Subway, and you go up to the register, and it smells like Subway at the registers. You know what Subway smells like. You go in there,
It stale bread.
it smells like stale bread, and it's kind of humid in there, and
Subways
smells like sadness.
are actually pretty humid. I don't know why, but they
this
really
is what
are.
I'm saying. This is what
You
I'm
go
saying.
into a Subway and it's awfully warm and wet inside Subways.
Subway smells like despair and regret.
Why? How?
That's
Why is
GameStop.
that? Why is that though? Why are Subways so humid?
I have no idea.
And their meat's always really dry. It's like everything in that
weird,
store
right?
is
How can a
warm
store be
and wet.
so humid? But the meat and bread is so dry. It doesn't make any sense.
Oh man!
But was your copy mint in box?
No, there was no box. It was in that generic.
Oh
my god!
Generic case. There was no instructions, obviously. The disc, surprisingly, was flawless though. Not a scratch on the disc.
Because nobody ever played it.
I know, right? So I took it home and I popped it in, and it's a fun little game. It's a fun little adventure fishing game. Yeah, I mean it plays just like the Street Pass game, except it uses the motion controls for casting your line and for reeling in the fish.
Sounds insufferable.
When are we going to get a console that has a good fishing controller? Because
we had that already. Nobody wants to try it again because everybody knows they can't do any better.
Yeah,
I guess you're right.
And I'll tell you what, my kid loves it.
Yeah,
my kid's having a blast watching me play it. Yeah, because the goal of the game is you're catching fish to fill up an aquarium at this tropical resort. So yeah, he's super big on filling up the aquarium, as he calls it. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So there you go.
All right. Well, your fishing resort took so much time. I don't think we're gonna be able to do any tweets.
Well, it's a pretty elaborate resort, man. What do you want?
Such a long story for the disc came in a paper sleeve.
God. The TLDR is discontinued.
TLDR. Oh my god.
All right.
Did I mention that Undertale's kind of boring?
Hey Phil.
Yeah.
You're kind of Undertale.
No,
I'm kidding.
I get more exciting when you stick with me.
Okay.
Go check out my fan art on Tumblr. Maybe that'll get you more enthused about me.
Your podcast about Tumblr art.
Yeah. Oh
I'm really
man.
gonna see this. This piece is awesome. All right. Let's do some tweets.
Okay.
We should just do a couple.
Well, do it. There's only a couple on our sheet here.
That's true. Hacker alias Warren MSP says, "What's the difference between F-Zero and Wipeout? Besides style, I don't get it."
Well, one is made by Nintendo.
Mm-hmm. True.
The other is Psygnosis.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you got it.
One has kind of cartoony anime bounty hunters driving the cars.
Yep.
The other has that Atom Bomb song in it, and
they have those cool logos, the cool looking logos.
Yeah. One is available for Game Boy Advance. Other not.
What about gameplay? I mean, Wipeout is primarily car combat, right? I mean,
yeah, that's really the main difference.
F-Zero is Or
Just
racing.
I mean, they turned F-Zero into more combat with F-Zero X, but it's still not, doesn't have to do with the
Nothing.
projectiles or anything like that. It's still
Right.
just using your vehicle to ram other vehicles.
To ram, yeah.
Yeah, that's really the main. I mean, they feel different too. Like F-Zero, I was gonna say Wipeout feels more floaty, but it's kind of stupid because they're both floating vehicles. But
Right. It does. No, I know
F-Zero
what you're
feels
saying,
a little.
it does.
Yeah, it feels a little more
Yes.
precise.
Yeah.
Whereas Wipeout definitely feels a little
Floaty.
floaty.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
There you go.
Let's do the second one from Acrele's Warren MSP. He says, if I can only play one of the Dragon Quest games released in 2016 on 3DS, which one should it be?
So it's 7 and 8?
No history with them. Yeah, 7 and 8.
8.
I'm going to say 8 also.
Yeah, 7
is
kind
too
of
old school for its own good.
Yeah. Yeah,
Although
pretty good.
the remake looks interesting, I'd still say 8.
I'm gonna grab both of them. I'm actually looking forward to 7 because, 7 was man on the PlayStation. It was tough.
It looked rough.
It did, and I vividly remember when because what's that? I don't remember anyway. When Enix first showed that, they came to the EGM offices in Illinois, and they showed it to us, and I still remember being so underwhelmed by it. And that was kind of when the spin started, where it's like, well, we're trying to be really old school, and like when you walk into walls, you hear the thumping like you used to hear on the old 8-bit games, and I don't know, it was just not only did it look rough, but it was just sort of this.
I mean, yeah, even when it came out, it was an ugly game, even for the time.
And it was a like right from the start, you feel like you're like neck deep in quicksand the whole time while you're playing. You know what I mean? Like you just don't feel like you can get out from under it right away. Whereas 8 is very light. It's very much more a modern RPG. In every imaginable way. Plus, it looked great. So, not saying 7. There are some people who swear by 7, and if you have the, if you can stick to it, apparently it's a great game. But man, it's a rough start.
For somebody who's new to the series, though, like it sounds like Warren MSP is
8
all the way.
Yeah.
All right, Haggerilius Sean 697 says, "Do any of you have game-related tattoos or know others in the industry
defile my body like that?"
No.
I do. You want to see it?
No.
Want to see it?
No.
Come on. If you're under 18, avert your eyes.
Mega Man? Is it a Mega Buster tattoo?
It's a Mega Buster.
It's on Phil's Mega Buster.
Let me.
Why is it blue?
Let me charge it up here. Hold on.
Gotta go to a certain website for that.
Oh man, no, I do not.
Which power is that?
Charge shot.
There you go.
Atomic fire.
I almost came close to considering getting one at a Capcom event in Vegas.
I remember you telling us
several years ago. Yeah. It was some, I was there for whatever magazine I was at the time, website. I don't even remember, but Inafune was there, and I think it was at the Palms Casino in Vegas, and they have a tattoo parlor.
Tattoo?
Yes, they have a tattoo parlor. I think it was one of the, they had those. Those tattoo shows on TV.
You're not talking about Pleasure Island, or not Pleasure Island? Fantasy Island. Pleasure Island, something else.
I don't know. It was one of the tattoo parlors on one of the tattoo shows. And
Yeah.
And the event was being held like right outside, the little tattoo parlor was right there, and
How many times are you going to say it without actually finishing the story?
many
I don't
as
know
I
if you
can-
were. I don't know if you were here for the fishing story a minute ago, CJ.
and I didn't even
we got
have a
ways to
funny
go.
way to pronounce a word during that story. So I was talking with one of the Capcom PR people,
Yeah.
and I was joking with her, saying like, oh, you know what I should do is I should have, because Inafune was there for the event showing off some of his games. I was like, I should totally have him draw me a picture of Mega Man.
Because the
And-
creator of your favorite game series is totally your monkey. You can get him to do whatever you want.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
yes,
Duh.
and then take it over and have it tattooed on me. And I don't know why that cracks me
You're
up.
all garbage.
There's
Oh.
Jackie. And she thought
Yeah?
it was an excellent idea, and she was convinced that he would totally be down for doing it, but I
And then
chickened
you
out.
didn't go through with it.
I didn't go through with it because I didn't want to have I didn't want a good ending to my story.
Mm-hmm.
Because why start now? But yeah, I chickened out.
Okay.
You know those things apparently hurt. You know those that involves like
Needles and
getting
everything?
needles.
Yeah.
Yeah?
It's nuts.
Yeah. It's not like a warm washcloth in 30 seconds. It's like, yeah, they shove metal into your body. So I chickened out.
Okay. Well,
I guess the answer is no.
the short
to that
answer,
choice.
no. Long answer,
Do we know anyone in the industry who does?
Oh, I'm sure we do. Can't think of anything off the top of my head.
I don't know
can't
any off the
either.
top of my head.
I'm going to guess James Milkey probably has a few.
Yeah, that was the first name that came to mind. Peter Moore? Does he have Grand Theft Auto on his arm or something like that?
Oh. Huh. Maybe. Was it a Dreamcast release date? Or what was the release date that he had tattooed on himself? It was a Halo
That would have been
release date.
Dreamcast, I think. Or was it Halo? I don't know.
Yeah, Halo 2 or 3. Yeah.
Oh,
Anyway,
yeah.
I think that's it. I think that's the end of the show.
Yeah?
Better be, because my wife started cooking supper over here, and it's going to get
What-
loud soon.
Yeah.
What are you having?
I think we're having
Loud.
spaghetti.
What?
I think we're having
Spaghetti?
spaghetti.
Spaghetti's
Ah,
not a
some
loud
spaghetti.
preparation food.
It is when my wife makes it.
I see. Just a special technique.
Yeah, sure. If you call dropping things a technique, sure. She's not in the room, I can say that.
Alrighty, and that is our show for this week. Thank you very much for listening. If you have a question for us or would like to comment on something that you heard, you can direct that to @P1Podcast on the Twitter, or you can go to our internet website at player1podcast.com. There you'll find our contact information, our blog entries about Sega CD stuff from Mr. Greg Seward.
Mm-hmm.
You'll find Generation 16 episodes.
Yeah, maybe someday.
No.
And a message board where you can discuss this episode with us and our other listeners.
Hey, CJ.
Yeah.
Did you know that the first 3 Pokemon movies are coming to Blu-ray soon?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, in February. You can get a 3-pack that has the first 3 Pokemon movies. Just saying.
Just saying.
Just saying.
Just Saiyan, Super Saiyan.
That is
Get
a
it. I
different
see what you did there.
anime.
Yeah.
Don't embarrass me at Anime Expo this year, like you did last year.
I won't.
Okay.
Glance.
You're gonna die!
I gotta go watch that movie.
I know, so do
Good.
I. If you'd like to subscribe to the Player One Podcast, you can do so by visiting player1podcast.com or by going to the iTunes Music Store. While you're at the iTunes Music Store, you can also invest $1.99.
Cheap.
Pick up the Player One Podcast iPhone application. Gives you one-touch communication with us via the emails and the Twitters and what have you. You also have all of our episodes ready to stream right to your listening device. And hey, Android cell phone telephone users, Player One Podcast iPhone application available for you as well for that same $1.99.
Also cheap.
You can find that right over there at the Amazon Android Marketplace. We're also on Stitcher. You can like us on Facebook. You can get a Player One Podcast tattoo and send us a picture. You can what else are we on? You can watch us on YouTube live most weeks. We also have archives of a bunch of our shows on the YouTubes. It's youtube.com/P1podcast. If you've liked what you've heard, and how could you can head over to patreon.com/P1podcast. Throw a few shekels our way. Helps keeps the lights on. Helps keep CJ swimming in Hong Kong action Blu-rays. And helps him continue to play games for other podcasts when he won't play them for ours. Not
hey,
bad,
if you want to host
CJ.
a bully, if you want to host a bully, go ahead. Tell me when we'll be doing it, and I'll play bully.
Really?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, well, maybe we'll have to do that. That's probably our New Year's resolution.
All right.
A bully show. If you have a couple bucks left over, head over to generation-16.com, where you'll find a link to Greg Stewart's Patreon for his fantastic, if not neglected, web series, Generation 16.
It is not on hiatus. I am
No?
still working on it.
Good.
It's taken a long time.
I'm telling you, man, I'm getting twitchy for that next episode. I love the show.
Thank you.
I love the
Thank
show.
you very much.
Okay, CJ,
Yeah.
thank you.
Sure.
Happy
Thank you,
holidays
Phil.
to you. I hope
Happy
you had a
holidays
good one.
to you.
Don't patronize me. Greg,
Yo.
happy holidays to you too.
Happy
Thank you
Boxing
very
Day
much.
to you, my friend.
You know what? Finally, it's about time someone recognized
That's right.
that.
Mm.
And I guess we'll see everyone next week for GOTY.
Yeah, baby.
Woohoo!
All right.
Put my list together.
Big Game of the Year show.
All right.
Can't wait.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
See ya.